Welcome, crypto fam, and happy Saturday. An excellent time to take advantage of the dip. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin and the alts recover after the crypto wreckage of Saturday, and breaking news from Russia. Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, to enable Bitcoin and crypto trading for customers starting this month. Let's go. And quoting Max Kaiser, Volcano Energy's mission is to make El Salvador the richest nation on earth. Bitcoin is the new oil, and El Salvador will be the Saudi Arabia of Bitcoin. Also in today's show, we'll be discussing real altcoin reckoning hasn't even happened yet, says top crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen. We'll also be discussing ARK, an alternative Bitcoin scaling solution focused on preserving privacy. This new scaling solution is designed to enable cheap, anonymous off-chain Bitcoin transactions, protect privacy, and remain user-friendly. Also in today's show, the U.S. will find the right outcome for crypto eventually, says the Coinbase CEO who was recently interviewed, and Max responded, fact, we advised Bukele of this before this reported chat Brian Armstrong had with the SEC, so he passed new security laws that state that Bitcoin is money and everything else is unregistered security, and we avoided all the scandals in crypto, and now we are growing and building spectacularly on top of perfect money, Bitcoin. Also in today's show, China declares support for massive BRICS expansion as countries push to challenge the US dollar as de-dollarization continues around the world. We'll also be discussing people underestimating the magnitude wave that's about to hit Bitcoin and crypto, according to the Binance CEO CZ. In fact, this is actually a throwback prediction of him predicting Bitcoin can 1000x. Quoting him here, with price predictions, it is really difficult. I think it can go to, I don't know, $1 million, $10 million? It's very hard to tell. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. And welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1309. I'm your host, JV. How's your weekend going? Let me know in the comments below. Today is June 11th, 2023. And naturally, we got lots to cover. So let's dive right in. You can see the Bitcoin and crypto market has recovered some from yesterday's bloodbath, with Bitcoin now up 1% for the day, trading just under 26,000 at the time of this recording. XRP up 5%, trading at 51.5 cents. We have Ethereum up 1%, trading at $1,756, and even Matic recovered roughly 13%, now trading above 63 cents after a roughly 25% crash just yesterday. And checking out coin market cap, we can see the crypto market cap still sitting above that $1 trillion milestone with about 28.5 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance has been soaring, now at 47.7%, with the Ether dominance at 20% even. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we got Matic leading the pack, up 13%, trading at 63 cents, followed by Clay, up 6.5%, trading above 15 cents, followed by Flare, up 6%, trading at 1.6 cents. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, we also have Matic leading, up about 11%, alongside Hex, up 11%, Clay, up about 6%, CRO, up 5.5%, and PLS, up 6.7%, with the biggest loser, Satoshi Vision, down 8.7%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're still stuck in neutral with a 47. Yesterday was a 49, last week a 52, and last month a 49 in neutral. So there you have it. How many of you are bullish on the King crypto and market right now? And how many of you seized the opportunity and took advantage of the recent dip to 25,000? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's break down the latest technical analysis and discuss what's happening more in the market and also some more insights I want to share with you. And let's actually start with some of these insights. Breaking news coming out of Russia. Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, to enable Bitcoin and crypto trading for customers starting this month. So there you have it. Adoption coming from Russia. And also, as I mentioned, also bullishness coming out of China. And quoting Max here, Bitcoin is perfect money. And when you combine it with President Bukele's miraculous Bitcoin country, it emerges in a 100 to $200 billion brand, equivalent to a 21C sovereign masterpiece that is growing while maintaining integrity. El Salvador is the only country in the world right now with integrity. This is one of the gifts from Bitcoin. Everything else, an example crypto, is either an unregistered security and or not perfect money. This approach frees us up to continue building this remarkable Renaissance 2.0 in the most efficient, speediest way. Bitcoin on Bitcoin and nothing else. We are very happy with our position and success and feel that any and all quibbling on the subject is a waste of time, offering nothing. You can't improve perfection. Disagree? Don't respect the president? Don't respect the laws? Don't move here. I hear Dubai is nice. So there you have it, coming directly from the high priest of Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin soars, recovering after the bloodbath from yesterday, I mean, you can see in these charts that massive red candle not looking so great, but it was the altcoins that suffered the most. But we've had a nice little bounce here this morning, a little bit of a recovery. The main reason behind the plummet seems to be the fact that the SEC listed a lot of them as securities, and which took the biggest hits in their recent lawsuit against Coinbase. And another major trading platform, Robinhood, also recently announced to start delisting some of the alts in consideration of the above. So there you have it. I mean, the recent cryptos deemed as securities by the SEC, it's what they're alleging are the ones that took the biggest hits, and we shall see how things are likely to play out here in the crypto sphere. And with that being shared, now let's discuss, being we're breaking down price action, the real alt reckoning hasn't even began yet, according to crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen. That's right. The widely followed analyst says the real altcoin reckoning is still on the horizon despite the latest crypto correction we just witnessed. In a new update, he tells his 800,000 YouTube subs that those who believe alts can't continue to drop further after their deep retracements over the past year should think again. According to Cohen, the real altcoin capitulation is yet to come. Quoting him here, the altcoin reckoning is a serious thing. You should not laugh at it just because you think that all of your altcoins are already down 80% and they can't keep dropping. Facts. The altcoin reckoning can go on and on and on and on, and it is only until after the Bitcoin dominance range high is broken that the alts even get the penultimate stage of the altcoin reckoning, which hasn't even happened yet. Earlier in the month, Cohen said that he is keeping a close watch on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and according to Cohen, the King Crypto's dominance level breaking above 49% would be a risk-off signal, and lo and behold, we're not too far away. We're currently 47.7%, according to CoinMarketCap.com. Now, the Bitcoin Dom Index tracks how much of the total crypto market cap belongs to Bitcoin. A bullish Bitcoin dominance chart suggests that Bitcoin has taken a larger share of the crypto markets at the expense of the alts. Cohen goes on to say that he believes that the altcoin reckoning won't end until the collapse of the Ethereum Bitcoin trading pair. Quoting him here, so where does it end? Well, for some, it never will. For others, it will. And where I think it ends, I've been clear about. I think it ends upon the collapse of the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation. That is what I think. I think that ETH/Bitcoin valuation is going to collapse and probably come back down, maybe bounce back up and then plunge. When is it going to happen? I don't know. I would have told you 5 months ago, but there has been a lot more resilience in Ethereum than I thought there was going to be. But that doesn't mean that it won't eventually break back down. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. And to watch this video he did entitled The Altcoin Reckoning, check the show notes below the video in the description. And now I want to share with you some breaking news on a scaling solution called ARC for the Bitcoin network, which can take things to the next level. And I just discovered this morning, so this is also new news to me. So let me break this down. Given this growing hostility towards financial privacy for Bitcoin transactions, there is a pressing need for the development of superior tools. At the recently concluded Bitcoin 2023 conference, a potentially game-changing tool called the ARC protocol was introduced. That's right, don't get it twisted with ARC Invest CEO Cathie Wood. Announced during one of the keynote sessions on an open source stage by developer BRICS, ARC is a layer 2 scaling solution which enables cheap, anonymous, and off-chain Bitcoin transactions. The protocol also has a minimal on-chain footprint, which further protects user privacy while keeping transaction costs low. That's what's up. And what can be described as an accidental invention that occurred when Burak was trying to develop a Lightning wallet. ARC is a distinct protocol that could potentially scale non-custodial Bitcoin use. Burak named the protocol ARC in reference to Noah's Ark. That's what's up, which acts as a lifeboat that provides refuge from predatory blockchain surveillance firms and custodians. Let's go. During his presentation, Burak highlighted one of the most concerning trends with the Lightning Network today, which is that there are currently more custodial users of Lightning than there are non-custodial ones. This is mainly due to liquidity constraints on Lightning that require non-custodial users to first receive liquidity from someone else's node before they can receive the funds. Custodial wallets, like the wallet of Satoshi, abstract this problem away from the user, but at the expense of the user not being 100% in control of their funds, as well as their financial privacy. So that's where this comes in. Now, with the interview with Burak, again, deeper understanding of ARK and the inspiration behind the development. And when he was quizzed on what led him to develop an alternative layer 2 protocol, here's what he had to share. I have always been a critic of Lightning, mainly because of inbound liquidity issues, async receiving, as well as its on-chain footprint. Inbound liquidity always felt like a bug to me, which made the user experience anything but pleasant. In addition to that, it would take more than more than a century to onboard the entire global population in a non-custodial fashion on the Lightning Network, assuming each person has 4 channels that each consume a few hundred V-bytes. And he also set out to address the other issues his Lightning wallet idea eventually morphed into ARK. Quoting him again, ARK can be best defined as a trustless eCash or liquidity network, similar to the Lightning Network, but with a UTXO set that lives entirely off-chain, and it's neither a state chain nor a roll-up. These UTXOs are called virtual UTXOs or VTXOs, which have a lifespan of 4 weeks. The core of ARK's anonymous off-chain payments is driven by the VTXOs. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding this ARK protocol, and how many of you would dare to venture into it as an alternative solution to the Lightning Network? Let me know in the comments below. I think privacy is a step in the right direction. I'm all for, scalability. So it seems very interesting, and I'll be keeping you up to date with the latest announcements and developments as they are released. And with that being shared, how many of you watched the recent Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong being interviewed by the Wall Street Journal? Let me know in the comments. I watched it yesterday, so here are some of the highlights from this recent interview. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, emphasized that regulating crypto isn't rocket science and is confident the U.S. will achieve regulatory clarity, even if it takes a while. Armstrong sat down with the Wall Street Journal on June 11th, just days after the SEC filed a lawsuit against Coinbase on June 6th. The SEC alleges that Coinbase has been operating a securities exchange, broker dealership, and a clearinghouse without registering with the commission. Armstrong addressed the lawsuit in the interview, explaining that he believes that those registrations weren't required for Coinbase to operate. Quoting him here, the assets that we do trade, those are commodities, so they don't require those registrations. We are trading on our exchange crypto commodities. And despite not claiming that Coinbase is a broker-dealer, Armstrong mentioned the exchange had faced difficulties activating a license. Quoting him again, we don't claim to be a broker-dealer. We have acquired a broker-dealer's license that is still dormant because they won't allow us to activate it. On regulation, Armstrong explained that it isn't rocket science, and the U.S. will achieve the right outcome even if it takes a while. He highlighted that the SEC versus Coinbase lawsuit is important for the U.S. crypto industry as a whole, and he hopes it will lead to more clarity and prevent a country from falling behind the rest of the world. Armstrong thinks that once there is a clear and stable regulations regarding crypto in the U.S., it will encourage the return of crypto businesses to the country. Quoting him again, we will see entrepreneurs who left the U.S. come back. They'll say we won't be attacked randomly or have incredibly high legal bills at any given moment. Now, Armstrong highlighted key regulation points that he believes need to be clarified, including clear boundaries between the two major U.S. financial regulators, that being the SEC and CFTC. He pointed out that while other countries, such as the United Kingdom, have one financial regulator, the U.S. is currently seeing a turf war between the two regulatory bodies. He believes that several fundamental regulations can simply be transferred from traditional finance, such as basic consumer protection, financial statement audit requirements, and procedures for both anti-money laundering and know your customer. Armstrong reiterated that there is currently no clear rulebook for crypto regulations in the U.S., and despite continuously asking the SEC for more clarity, Coinbase couldn't get any feedback. This comes after Armstrong responded to the SEC lawsuit against Coinbase on Twitter on June 7th, saying he is proud to represent the industry in court and get some clarity around the crypto rules. And this was Max's response. We advised Bukele of this before this reported chat Brian Armstrong had with the SEC, so we passed the new security laws that state Bitcoin is money and everything else is an unregistered security, and we avoided all the scandals in crypto, and now we are growing and building spectacularly on top of perfect money, Bitcoin. So there you have it. And now for the latest of what's happening over in China regarding them supporting the BRICS and de-dollarization of the world. Here you go. China says it's fully backing major expansion of the global economic alliance known as BRICS. The country is ready to bring more like-minded partners into BRICS, which currently consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, says the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Mao Ning. The state-backed outlet China Daily said Ning made the statement while commenting on reports of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is pushing to to add Venezuela to the group, quoting him here, as an important platform for cooperation amongst emerging markets and developing countries. BRICS is committed to upholding multilateralism vigorously, advancing the reform of the global governance system, and increasing the representation and say of emerging markets and developing countries. BRICS has made waves this year amid reports that the bloc is considering whether to launch its own gold-backed currency in an attempt to challenge the US dollar status as a world reserve currency. Not a good look for the dollar, right? The next BRICS summit is set for August in South Africa. The members say they will discuss an expansion, although it's not clear whether talks on a common currency are on the agenda. And according to the BRICS African ambassador, Anil, a total of 13 countries have now formally requested to join the group. And as I covered recently, there's roughly 26 countries, maybe uninformally, who have requested to join the group and step away from the de-dollarization, which we're witnessing right now in real time. And with that being shared, fam, now for the $10 million Bitcoin price prediction coming from the Binance CEO CZ. Now, I remember this. Bitcoin price was over $50,000. This is back in 2021. I know we hit a high in November of that year of $69,000, but I remember when I covered this story initially, Bitcoin was trading at roughly $55,000, and CZ said Bitcoin can go up another 1,000x from here, like no joke. And he said it's hard to make predictions, but he was saying that Bitcoin would likely go to $1 million to $10 million. So I want to cover this, and then we'll dive into our live Q&A. And shout out to everyone just joining us in the live show. I appreciate all the support tremendously, so thank you. Much love, much respect. So yeah, CZ spoke with Bloomberg Radio, and here's what he had to say. This is, again, back in 2021, Bitcoin was trading above 50,000. Right now, I think only 11 companies announced they're allocating some, like usually less than 1% of their corporate treasury to Bitcoin, and we think that it is most likely what caused the initial price rise. I think MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor started it first. That's right, they were the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet, and he continues. But there are 650,000 companies in the world, like relatively established companies in the world, and their treasury is huge. If all of them only allocated 1% to Bitcoin, we are going to see, I don't know, 1,000x more growth in the Bitcoin price. Now, could you imagine 1,000x growth from the time he made that prediction when Bitcoin was already trading at $50,000? What's 1,000x times 50? Let me know in the comments below. He continues, and if they allocate more than 1%, that's going to be even bigger. So I think people don't quite get the magnitude of the wave that is about to hit us. The Binance CEO estimates that Bitcoin can go up from anywhere between 1,900 and 900% from those price levels back in 2021. Quoting him here, with price predictions, it is really, really difficult. I think it can go to, I don't know, 1 million, $10 million. It is very hard to tell. And then Zhao also reveals that the exchange is onboarding new users at unprecedented levels during the bull run, outpacing the growth during the 2017 bull run, as he shares here. Just to give people an idea, in 2017, when Bitcoin hit the peak of about $20,000, that was what, in December of 2017, right? We're seeing 300,000 new registered users per day. Good Lord. Could you imagine that? 300,000 people per day looking to buy some crypto on the exchange? Holy moly. Hence why the exchange is so big, right? And that only happened for a couple of days, and then it kind of trailed off and became slower. Now we're seeing sustained new user registrations above that peak and sustained over like the last 2 to 3 months. So it's ultimately saying that in 2021, with the bull market, when we surged to around those all-time highs, they were seeing for 2 to 3 months over 300,000 new registered crypto users per day. Talk about mass adoption as Bitcoin game theory continues in full effect. So what are your thoughts surrounding realistically Bitcoin hitting $10 million? As I shared in the previous episode, we talked about Robert Breedlove's prediction of $12.5 million Bitcoin price by the year 2031. We also covered ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood with her most recent update, still sticking to her $1 million plus Bitcoin price prediction by 2030. In fact, she says the base case is a minimal of $600,000 per coin. But let me know if you agree or disagree. And when do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to break out and surpass the current 69,000 all-time high? Let me know in the comments right down below. With that being shared, welcome to each and every one of you joining us today in the live chat. Bitcoin Trini was popping. Steve Kingston selling with twins. Smile at the rising sun. Jeff S was good. Narami, good to see ya. What's up? Bring facts. Always a pleasure. What's poppin'? Steve Kingston. We have Ed Edwards. We have Jeff, Mr. Bill, Statwise Jenks. What's good? Savvy Bitcoiner. Good to see you as always. And I'm going to scroll up to the very top. I think we have a few low orbits before we veer off to the moon. Well, I hope you're right. I mean, with the Bitcoin halving only roughly 10 months away, it's inevitable. I mean, it's a coming, and right now could be the calm before the storm. I think it is a great opportunity to seize the moment, and BTFD, buy that freaking dip. Let me know if any of you have been taking advantage of that. Holding and buying a bit. We will go a bit lower. It's all good, says Steve Kingston. How many of you agree with Steve? And how low will she go? The current low for this cycle is roughly 15,700, which we hit in the latter end of last year. Do you think we're likely to go even lower? Let me know your honest thoughts. You know what I mean? There is a phrase I never heard before. Deep like a Jeep, kind of like hand me the grand piano. Smash the like, says Selling with Twins. On the way in, like it's Bankman-Fried. That's right. Smash that like as if it's Scam Bankman-Fried's face. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. Or if it's no clarity, Gary, whatever you prefer, just smash that like. We love it. Did BNB dip to $54 today? Saw that on Twitter, but not on the charts. $54. Well, let's see where we're currently at the time of this recording. BNB, no, we did not hit $54. It's currently at $237, down about 0.5% for the day. So whatever you saw wasn't probably accurate, which does happen from time to time. Yesterday, my cold wallet day, moving all of my crypto makes my sphincter tighten. Scares me every time. Don't want to lose any cheese in the process. It's always nerve-wracking moving crypto around. You can't be too cautious. But good to note, you had to do what you had to do. So hopefully all went well. I did the other day, nerve-wracking, buddy, says Selling with Twins, and cost to move. That's right. Sometimes it can cost a lot with transaction fees when you're moving crypto from one wallet to another. Hence, there are some technologies out there. Like I mentioned, now there's the ARC protocol. We have Lightning Layer 2 scaling solutions, which make it easier to move it around more cost effectively, at least. You know what I mean? The extra FUD on Cardano, ADA, Matic, and Solana is beautiful. Sold it all at profit. We'll be snitching some and putting it aside soon. Bitcoin buying every freaking dip. Well, keep stacking them stats, fam. You know what's good. Binance US no longer allowing US deposits from the banks. That's right. I covered that, I think, in yesterday's episode or the day before. And I can't stress enough caution. Any crypto right now on the exchanges, doesn't matter if it's Binance US, Coinbase, Binance International, whatever it may be, remove your crypto from the exchanges, not your keys, not your coins. I can't stress that enough. You know what I mean? Alt will recover for sure, says Selling with Twins. Well, the recovery process has already began, but that doesn't change the fact that alts can continue to crash, as Benjamin Cohen pointed out. Jeff says Coinbase is also blocking deposits from my bank. No way, for real? But I can deposit money into Coinbase with PayPal. Isn't that interesting? So you're saying Coinbase will not accept deposits directly from your bank right now? What's the logic? What are they telling you? It's not allowed. We don't accept it. Let me know. Yeah, it cost a bit to push stuff to cold storage. Started wee hours of the morning before the gas prices got insane. Had to watch Ethereum gas tracker and every time the move. Well, that's a great point, Steve Kingston, because you can time making the transactions and find out when the transactions are cheaper. As you mentioned, with the Ethereum blockchain, fees can be quite expensive. So you find out when are the least amount of people using it. Typically, you're going to get the cheapest prices. So smart move. Moved $36 for a test and was a $3.50 fee. That's a shame, but yeah, that's not too shabby. Is that for the Bitcoin blockchain? I have hypothetically moved Ethereum before, long ago. Moving $100 can cost $200. That's the nature. You know what I mean? When the blockchains are that congested, and it really sucks, and it makes you wonder, how is this, going to be used by average people? How is this scalable? But that's why they're working on scaling solutions, and that's why there's layer 2s. You know what I mean? To avoid that. Coinbase is still working with my bank. Don't particularly care for the fees, but you do what you got to do in the USA to survive. That's right. Frickin' USA been nailed hard by the regulators. Man, I feel for you. And this is coming from Selling with Twins out of South Africa. Yeah, it sucks being in the US with the regulations and no clarity, Gary, and everyone unsure, uncertainty, fear, panic. The chaos continues, but guess what? Bitcoin was designed and engineered to thrive in this chaos. So Bring it. Convert to BNB, send and convert again, works out better. BNB prices rock. That's right. You can send and receive a lot cheaper using BNB. It is all due to Gary Gensler and the SEC suing the exchanges, an attack all by design. Wouldn't you agree? You know what I mean? It is what it is. Clutching them spider webs. So selling with twins. Jeff S. can only hope Congress acts against No Clarity Gary soon. I hope so as well. How many of you enjoyed that Coinbase interview with the CEO and the Wall Street Journal? Let me know your thoughts on that. He says he is confident that they're going to win. They have their own process for vetting securities versus commodities, and they say they are very cautious about what they list on the exchange, and that 90% what they're offered they turn down. But out of roughly 200 assets on the Coinbase exchange, the SEC is alleging, 11 or 13 of them to be deemed securities. So it'll be interesting. And I like my squish shaken, not stirred. Word. Cooked squid calamari yesterday for the family was delicious. Word. Was that fresh caught from your boat? Let me know. Export quality. Or do you mean expert quality? Appreciate that. Strawberries coming soon. I love fresh strawberries. I love just fruit in general. I have a big bowl of natural oatmeal every day with fresh fruit. You know, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, fresh honey, all that good stuff. I love it. Fresh cinnamon. I love natural food. Love asparagus as well. So you're making my mouth water here, fam. You know what I mean? Much love, Tim. I appreciate you tuning in. Tim's Crypto. Appreciate you tuning in live. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Bitcoin is trying to pump. That's right. We're on the cusp of recapturing 26,000, currently above $25,900. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to make sure to subscribe. I drop new episodes of the live show every single day. And be sure to hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications so you don't miss out whenever I go live. And if you prefer the podcast, only listening to the audio, be sure to check out the show on iTunes or Spotify. We currently receive roughly 300 to 400,000 downloads per month, and that is growing. And I appreciate all the support on the podcast platforms as well. This is first and foremost a video show, so I encourage you, if you can, continue to watch here on the YouTube channel for the full premium experience with video and for the live Q&A. The major difference between the podcast on the audio platforms such as iTunes and Spotify versus YouTube is, number one, there is no video on those podcasting platforms, and number two, there's no live Q&A. So to catch the live Q&A, you have to attend the live YouTube show in which you are all here right now watching. I love when I can catch the show live, says Tim's Crypto. Appreciate that, fam. Episode 1309 sounds like the number we pumped tonight. Bring it. Let's go. Steve Kingston, where you located? Lake region of Maine. Word up. Maine, send me some lobster, my friend. Andy Laxey will be very interesting to find out how he comes to the conclusion that Bitcoin will hit $10 million. Well, we shared that with you coming directly from CZ. I mean, I feel it's inevitable. The question becomes, by what year is that going to become a probability and turn into fruition? I like Kathy Wood's, $1 million plus. She even says 1.48 million as the bullish case scenario by 2030. I like that. And again, the base case would be 600,000. So bullish case, 1.48 million. Base case, 600,000. Would anyone complain if we were only at 600,000 in the years to come? Let me know, fam. Steve Kingston, how you seen the movie Finest Hour? Love that movie. It's about the Coast Guard in the 50s. Buy the dip. Kurt Saleh reminds us. That's right. BTFD. You already know, fam. Let's get it. Hail JV and the Crypto News Alerts fam. How's everyone doing today? I am doing well, Maximus. I appreciate you asking. Much love and respect. Happy Sunday. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Ed Edwards says, what's good, brother? What's good? Appreciate you tuning in live. It really pays to have friends in Washington, says Savvy Bitcoiner. Gary Gensler, Mr. No Clarity Gary, never sued FTX. Why do you think that is? Because it'd be like suing himself because he was colluding with the scam Bankman Friedster himself. And it is what it is. They're not going to go after themselves. So that tells you everything you need to know right there. You know what I mean? Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. You know what I mean? How's everyone feeling about the market? Asked Ed Edwards. I think expect continued volatility. I think that is a given, especially with all the uncertainty and all the regulators targeting the exchanges and deeming cryptos that don't seem to be securities as securities. I mean, if it was up to them, I think Gary and the SEC would deem 99.9% of all cryptocurrency securities. The writing is on the wall. The only one that has, you know what I mean, that is safe at this point of not being deemed a security is Bitcoin, because you have the SEC and the CFTC. You know, they're always battling for their turf of going after, securities versus commodities. But both of those organizations have said that Bitcoin is a commodity. So it's the only one with the green light. In other countries around the world, same thing, other regulators. So there is no argument coming out of that. You know what I mean? It'll be interesting to see if Ethereum is deemed a security, because remember when No Clarity Gary was recently being interviewed by Congress, they asked him point blank, is Ethereum a security or a commodity? And he refused to answer in front of Congress. It just goes to show you they don't want any clarity in the market. They prefer the fear and the uncertainty so they can try to manipulate the markets to the best of their ability. I truly believe that. Mr. Bill, what's good? Adam too, welcome fam, appreciate you tuning in. Bitcoin will hit 57 sextillion. Is that a real word? Because I think the biggest number I know is quadrillion. So is sextillion? Oh my God. It sounds sexy. I will give it to you there. Matic is going to rise to $1.20, says Ed Edwards. For those not familiar with Matic, it is a layer 2 scaling solution for the Ethereum blockchain. And it took me by surprise to see the SEC deeming them a security. And as a result, I mean, all the cryptos deemed securities by the SEC tanked, but they're recovering slightly here today. So we'll see how this plays out. Ed Edwards, this might be wave 4 of 5 first. Are you referring to Elliott wave theory? Might have one more push down for Matic first, but yes, $1.20 will come soon enough. I would have to give up U.S. citizenship to move to Dubai. Are you really contemplating that? Let me know. If I could move anywhere in the world, I mean, I am where I am for a reason. I choose to be here. I am in Puerto Rico. It's considered the crypto mecca of the United States. There's some very serious tax advantages here, but when I compare Puerto Rico, which is, again, a territory of the U.S., to El Salvador, there is also a lot of advantages of being in El Salvador, which is Bitcoin country. So, you never know where I'll end up in the future. You know what I mean? 25.9, that's what's up. No, we above 26. Let's keep pumping. Let's get back above 27. Let's go. Nice. I love this little pumpage happening during the live chat. This is a good omen as always. Grinding up some right now. Forum Stomper, Fuge State plus Forum Stomper, FFF. Easier to say. Word up, FFF, let's go. Sounds good. First the show, then a bike ride, and then I'll be following your agenda. Smoke and buy. Happy 420 to the entire crypto crew. 96 watching. Smash the likes. Hopefully we're much higher than that now. Very nice. Smashed. I appreciate that. Every like helps out tremendously. So much love, much respect. I appreciate all the support of the channel. You know what I mean? And welcome to y'all just tuning in and joining us in the live chat. On the agenda right now, says Trini. Bring facts as the guru of relaxed success, says Steve Kingston. Will be worth be flying. Nice day. So have some nooners, wheelies in the farmland of West. Nice and flattish. No place for cops to hide. Clear views for miles, says Steve. Do what you got to do, fam. How are you making out with the heat wave, man? Looks pretty brutal in Puerto Rico recently. I mean, the heat wave is no joke, but I love the heat. That's why I'm here. I grew up in Florida. I'm used to the sunshine, the vitamin D. I play ball out in the sun. I run, do all that fun stuff. So I appreciate the heat. I'm loving it. But yeah, in the day, you got to stay in the AC because it can get quite brutal, to say the least. Kathy already on record saying 1.4 million just a few months ago. You guys are ridiculous with these predictions. That is correct. She came out and said 1.48 million. And then after the recent attack against crypto, she confirmed she's sticking with her $1 million plus price prediction. So Kathy Wood of ARK Invest did not change her prediction whatsoever. In fact, she doubled down on it and says she still believes it will come into fruition. You know what I mean? How much will a loaf of bread average when Bitcoin is $10 million? That's a great question. It all depends on the hyperinflation value of the dollar. And will we still be using the US dollar at that time, or will we be using gold? or something. I mean, we must compare Bitcoin to something more stable than the US dollar when the time comes, especially considering and calculating hyperinflation in. So it'll be interesting. Always scary, says Boomer Futurist. Word up. Coinfather, welcome. Crypto News Alerts fam, what's good? I just received an email from Binance US stating after June 13th, there is no longer going to be any cash moving to and from the banks, but it looks like it's already in action. It does seem to be that way. So another reminder, not your keys, not your coins. Get all of your crypto off the exchanges and put it in your favorite cold storage device. My personal preference is the Trezor. They've been around a very long time. They're open source. I highly recommend it, but there's a dozen other viable options as well. So, seize the moment, take advantage of it. METH has no micropayment equivalent to Lightning because of the gas fees. People just need to see the trees through the forest. Says Satwise, you make a great point. Thanks for sharing. Ambrosia Chocolate Factory, you're making my mouth water just by your username. Thoughts on Samurai Android wallet? Trezor 1 was a no-go. Well, why was the Trezor wallet a no-go for you? Do let me know. What did you find wrong with it? Samurai Android wallet, I am not familiar with it, so I can't speak about it. But I will tell you this. If I had the opportunity to choose between a cold storage device or a computer/phone wallet, I would absolutely choose the cold storage device that does not connect to your phone or your computer unless you're connecting it to make a transaction. I feel it's more safe and less likely to be hacked. That's just my 2 Satoshis. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Gary is a clown, says Greedy Savvy 1. I agree with you. I think he should be audited along with the rest of the SEC. You know what I mean? He claims he's never invested in cryptocurrency, but he was giving classes at MIT teaching and educating people about cryptocurrency. You can't make this stuff up. Happy Sunday, JV. Thank you for all your hard work you put in on the daily, says Jeffrey Flett. Greatly appreciate that. Much love, much respect, and de nada. I'll keep it coming. If it doesn't get above the 200-week moving average of 26.4 before today's weekly close, it'll probably go lower in the short term. So that's the line in the sand. Let's see if we can get above 26.4. We're only $400 away, so it's very doable and very viable. Have a great day, JV. And Crypto News Alerts fam. Keep stacking them sats. Let's get it. Much love and much respect to Coinfather. Great show as always, says Golden Giant 58. Greatly appreciate that. Ideally, we need a strong dollar and strong Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's optimistic about the dollar, but he's the only Bitcoin bull so optimistic about the dollar. Max is like the opposite. You know what I mean? He's been preaching about the destruction of the dollar for the past 2 decades via the Kaiser Report. So massive shout out to Stacey Herbert and Max Kaiser. Time to pre-flight check on the bike. Little Rippish is her name. A little Rippa. That's what's up. Then come home to stack those sats. Do what you got to do. Put in that exercise. Make the best of it. Enjoy your Sunday. Bitcoin will never hit 10 million and probably not even a million, but 200,000 is realist in the next 10 years. Well, let's talk about this for a moment. And I'm glad you brought this up, Mike Otto. Now, why do you believe Bitcoin will never hit $1 million? You know what I mean? Why? I remember, going back in time before I even got into Bitcoin, but remember back when Bitcoin was a fraction of a penny, people said it would never go to $1. Then it hit $1, and there were a lot of skeptics that said this will never go to $10. It hit $10, people said it'll never go to $100. Hit $100, people said impossible to go to $1,000. Hit $1,000, people said impossible to go to $10,000. Hit $10,000, people said it was impossible to go to $50,000. We hit $69,000. So the current cycle high for the most recent cycle back in 2021 for the bull market is 69,000. Just running the math. 2x the previous cycle high is $138,000 Bitcoin price. And that is extremely conservative. So by the year 2025, we typically reach the cycle peak. Who's to say we can't hit a multiple 6-figure Bitcoin price by then? And then we factoring the second halving away from us, which will be in 2028. So projecting that 2029, we hit that cycle peak. That's when I say we have a very realistic opportunity to hit a 7-figure Bitcoin price. So my time frame is somewhere between 2028 2 halvings away. In 2030, we can realistically see $1 million Bitcoin price. And that's without the dollar hyperinflating. If the dollar hyperinflates, this can happen a lot faster. Just like Balaji came out earlier in the year, and due to what was going on with the bank runs and all the shenanigans and chaos with the legacy financial system, he was projecting very confidently Bitcoin could hit $1 million in 90 days. Now, lo and behold, that obviously did not happen. But who's to say that can't happen in the years to come? Like, honestly, do you honestly feel that's impossible? I wouldn't say anything is impossible with Bitcoin. If you say it's impossible, it tells me you don't truly understand Bitcoin. I mean, it's the only truly, deflationary money in the world. It has a finite supply, unlike any other form of money that we have ever seen on planet Earth. And I think a lot of people are going to be hedging against the US dollar and putting it into Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is, gold 2.0. And there's many other reasons as well. Unconfiscatable. How many people in the world want unconfiscatable wealth or uncorruptible wealth that cannot be changed? There's a finite limited supply. They can't turn on the money printers and print more Bitcoin. Sorry. Maybe you can do that to Ethereum, because we don't know what the finite supply is. We don't even know if there is a finite supply, because it's not even disclosed to us. So Bitcoin has the potential to take in a lot of the total addressable market. And that's why you've had Michael Saylor come out and project Bitcoin can realistically hit $15 million sometime if they only took 1% of the total addressable market. You know what I mean? And Bitcoin is digital property. It is scarce. And I think we're just getting started. I think Bitcoin at 26,000 price action of today is a steal to take advantage of and buy the dip. But let me know your thoughts. Do you agree or disagree? Late, better than never. Late but here, says Evan. That's right. Shout out to Evan Rivero. Appreciate it. Smash the likes and keep the faith, brothers. That's what's up. I can't sell Bitcoin and withdraw to my bank account. What the you for real? They're not allowing you to sell your Bitcoin and withdraw it to your bank? What bank are you using and what exchange are you using? Please enlighten us. Which is better, Ledger or Trezor? Great question coming from Jay Canning. Let's address it. I personally think Trezor is a safer bet because Ledger more recently came out and they were introducing a sharding option where you can ultimately protect your private keys by taking your 24-word key phrase, dividing it by 3, and giving it to third parties. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when the CEO of Ledger was interviewed and they said, what if the government requests access to those private keys? Would you give it to them? And they said, yes, we would if the government asked of it. So that just tells me if you trust the government that much, you know what I mean, then lo and behold, you should trust the ledger as well. If you don't trust the government, you know what I mean, and you don't trust everything and you want to verify everything, to me it makes more sense to use a Trezor because I feel it's more secure. But that's just my 2 Satoshis. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comments below. So far, TD Bank is still working, but for how long? Moved my spare fiat into the exchanges yesterday. Why I still can. Citi, but I think it'll be all US banks. Good Lord, ain't that something? Everyone who uses Binance US, check your email to see if you got the same email I got. Good morning, Volkman. It's good to see you, fam. I'm 100% out of Binance as of a month ago, says Steve. Smart move. Got an email today, confirms crypto Darden. Word up, already pulled out all of my funds a few weeks back. Very smart move. I would advise everyone else to do the same if you currently have any crypto on the exchanges. And with that being shared, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show, I broke down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin and alts recover after the crypto wreckage of Saturday, which we just witnessed. We also discussed that the real altcoin reckoning hasn't even happened yet, says top crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen. We also discussed a new protocol called ARC, which is an alternative Bitcoin scaling solution focused on preserving privacy. We also discussed that the US will find the right outcome for crypto eventually, according to the Coinbase CEO in his recent interview with the Wall Street Journal. We also discussed China declares support for massive BRICS expansion as countries push to challenge the US dollar. And we also discussed CZ says people underestimating the magnitude wave that's about to hit Bitcoin and crypto, and I broke down his $10 million Bitcoin price prediction with him saying Bitcoin can climb another 1,000x in growth into Bitcoin price. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price